That tornado that touched down in Naperville, we now know that it's been categorized as an EF3. Residents in the area say they had to wait until morning to assess the damage.
There won't be any fitness classes this semester, but Dutil said that the college will use guidance from state and local authorities to determine when it's safe to resume classes. In addition to scanning your Columbia ID and showing the security guard your daily pre-check certification, people entering the building will need to pass the temperature scanner.
And you can't leave Navy Pier without checking out the iconic Ferris wheel. Each car is made of glass, so you can see the views from below and the views from above. At vaccination sites like here at CVS, children 12 to 15 are now eligible for the COVID-19 vaccine.
Music practice and meeting rooms are now limited to one person per room. Tablets on the side of the wall have been temporarily locked to lessen the amount of surfaces touched.
Hi, I'm Paige Barnes, Audience Engagement Editor for the Columbia Chronicle, with the Media Hub Minute, a series by the Columbia Chronicle and Frequency TV. Reconstruction between Lawrence and Bryn Mawr is expected to finish in 2024. Notable city officials are taking a stand against anti-Asian hate in Chicago. There are a growing number of employers offering financial incentives to encourage its workers to get vaccinated.
At vaccination sites like here at CVS, children 12 to 15 are now eligible for the COVID-19 vaccine. Children will need to be accompanied by a parent or guardian, and most vaccination sites will be accepting walk-ins and appointments. It was announced today a CDC panel has given full endorsement to the Pfizer vaccine for children. This follows the U.S. Food and Drug Administration's approval on Monday.
In case anybody's not heard the word, the news for the Pfizer vaccine for children looks really good. The safety profile was great. The efficacy profile, meaning how protective the COVID vaccine was really, really good.
Children make up 22% of COVID-19 infections, according to the American Academy of Pediatrics. And at least 296 children have died from COVID-19 in the U.S. Already says Chicago is facing a higher vaccine supply than demand among residents, but she says she hopes new eligibility will spark a new interest in parents of younger children.
We're bringing back a lot of the things that people are excited about this summer. You know, the pools are going to be open, the camps and the parks and the beaches. Children are going to be gathering, and this is by far the safest way to help protect your kid and your family more broadly. So,
public health officials say children are a critical demographic to reach herd immunity. With Newsbeat, I'm Paige Barnes.
Some of these yarns are just like completely gorgeous and you almost hate to knit with them. Sometimes I'm like, I think I actually would prefer to just leave it as a ball of yarn, and it's like would be heartbreaking to knit with it because it's too beautiful.
Now, all of these beautiful balls of yarn are unraveling to turn into this, thanks to South Loop resident Valerie Sherman. What you're seeing is yarn bombing. Also known as Nafidi, Sherman knits or crochets patterns onto objects such as trees, bicycle racks, and old dog waste dispensers. Now, she is gearing up for one of her biggest installations yet.
So once I moved into the South Loop in August, I had a lot of yarn that wouldn't fit into my closet. So I thought, okay, I don't need all these little scraps, but I've been holding onto them, and for what? So I used the scraps to make the covering for this thing.
She has been crocheting for nearly 30 years, a skill she developed after wanting something to do with her hands while watching Saturday morning cartoons. 15 years ago, Sherman said she learned how to knit and has been doing it ever since. Most projects take less than 10 hours to knit and install, but it depends on its size and complexity.
I try to have it as much assembled as I can before I show up, because especially in the winter, you don't want to be standing out there.
Her latest project at Columbia's 618 South Michigan Avenue building is her biggest collaboration yet, using commonly found household objects as her canvas.
When Valerie brought out the idea of yarn bombing everyday objects, you look around the house and I thought, okay, this is not something that you would ever think of putting yarn on, and they're very small but simple.
The project was so big, Sherman said she needed to bring in her tight-knit group of friends.
Val and I connected on Facebook. So after my article came out for my Busy Bees yarn bomb in Little Village, she saw me in the paper and she was, getting messages from other people about the yarn bomb too. And they're like, oh my gosh, there's someone else that does it too.
Juarez then invited her team of bees from Little Village to help out.
In our group as well, there's like people of all levels. So we don't exclude anybody. So it's like whatever you can make, bring it over and we will put it up somewhere. We will find a space, for it. So it's just a lot of fun, and it's just very fortifying for the spirit, for sure. And being able to see everybody's creativity and being able to bounce off of each other's ideas, it's really invigorating.
This year's St. Patrick's Day celebrations began this weekend. Bars and restaurants are typically jam-packed with a sea of green patrons, though some noticed how this year's celebration wasn't as crowded or chaotic.
It's very good that people are coming over here, and please wear mask and be happy and be safe.
City officials say there was a very high level of compliance among bars and restaurants during the festivities. Under current indoor dining rules, establishments are limited to 50% capacity or 50 people at max, whichever is less. Only one bar was cited for having too many people inside and for having tables closer than 6 feet apart.
I mean, I do feel bad for not wearing the mask right now, but I make bad choices, and this is one of them.
Earlier this month, the mayor's office announced that the annual river dyeing and parade wouldn't happen, but Chicagoans were surprised to wake up Saturday morning to a Kelly Green River.
For me, it was amazing because it's something very cultural, and I love that.
Chicago's South Side Irish Parade down Western Avenue was replaced with a Shamrock R Blocks event as a home decoration contest. Swollen rivers and flooded streets are impacting central and northeastern provinces of China, and it's only become worse. This man was seen holding onto a tree to save himself, while others worked to save one other. In the central province of Sichuan, rainstorms have caused an estimated $27 million worth of damage. Areas in northeastern China saw as much as 5 inches of rain in the past 24 hours, with lighter rainfalls expected through Tuesday night, according to AccuWeather's meteorologist Jason Nichols. The state news agency Xinhua says more than 120,000 people are dealing with rivers at a dangerous level across Sichuan province. Other provinces have upped their flood control response to a level 4. For AccuWeather, I'm Paige Barnes.